Hello everyone, it's Bibi Cameron here, and last December I have the chance to use for very first time bright Rosa dies and stamps, and I was so excited about the size of these dies in this collection that I made several videos. However, I haven't had the chance to edit the videos and to edit the pictures and write my blog post, but today I'm catching up. So this die set here is called Sunflower Band, and the larger die you see on the table there will allow you to create a 6 by 6 inches card or larger, and the smaller dies you see on the table will allow you to create a C6 American standard size card. So you have the two options there in one single die set, and I'm really loving these huge floral dies. I have never seen anything like this. I want to grab here an standard American card base. This measures 5 inches and a half by 4 and a quarter, and you can have an idea of the size of this die versus this huge die there. These dies are extremely versatile, but I first want to show you something because I think this is the first question you might have. So yes, this super large die fits on your standard die cutting machine. So I'm going to use this Hero Arts Premium Cardstock, and I'm going to cut it in half to die cut this panel. So this large die here has been designed to create or to die cut a band, and it can be wrapped around a card, a box, or any other project you might have. And with this die, you can also create a pop-up element for your projects. This die also creates this slit here that is ideal to thread ribbon through that, or you can also easily cut the shape of that large flower if you needed to. I'm going to start for the basics, and I'm going to show you how to make a band. So all you have to do is to grab this piece and score ½ inch from each side, just like that, and then you can adhere in the back of this a piece of paper that measures 1 inch and a quarter by 6 inches. This is to make a band for a 6 by 6 inches card, but you can also add a larger piece or ribbon or anything else if you are making a different project. And all you have to do then is to stick on the band a topper, and you can create this flower out of many different materials like vellum. Also use different colors. You can also use the flower only has a topper for your projects, and you can use the large one for larger cards or the small one for smaller cards. For today, I decided to use Arteza watercolor paints and also gouache. Gouache is opaque, watercolors are translucent, so I thought that this will create an interesting texture for the flower petals. You totally can skip this, but I really wanted to share this idea with you as well. So all I did was applying the paint on a piece of watercolor paper and using nail polish like I'm showing there. It distress the watercolors. So this is a very cool technique to apply to under the sea scenes because the nail polish applied with a cotton bud create the shape of a bubble, and it's a very interesting texture. So I keep adding colors to the paper like you see there, and when the paper was still wet, I apply also salt. The salt also creates a cool texture. And when the paper was dry, I decided to splatter this paper also with gouache paints, and I use brown, green, blue, white, and to add shimmer I use these Nubo shimmer pens. They are gold and silver, and to add extra shine I also use gold watercolor paint. So that paper suffered a transformation, as you could see there. All I did after was die cutting the paper, and to be honest, to put together the flowers is extremely easy, but I like to explore possibilities. I like to try different things. You only need 3 or 4 die cuts to put a flower together, but I wanted to see how the flower will look, or what kind of flowers I could create, or the kind of effects I could apply to these flowers by adding inks and stuff like that. I like to do that. I enjoy to do that. So I'm going to show you that in this video as well. And because in real life the sunflowers has a brown center, I have the idea to use brown ink just to add a kind of halo around the center of that flower. And I was kind of exploring there how these look. And this die set will allow you to create 2 different floral die cut shapes. One has narrower petals than the other one. If you only use the narrower version of the die cuts, they come in a small size and also in the larger size, you will achieve a different look for your flower. You can layer up this in many different ways. And as I say, I was exploring here the different options, and I really think that these die cuts in watercolor paper are just beautiful. And you can also use your distress inks or any paints you have to add color to the watercolor paper and splatter the paper and do something fun. Okay, so to put one flower together, you might need this die cut here and this one. Just overlap them and glue them together. The flower also includes a stem. I like the stem in green color, but you can use any other color you have, or gold or anything else. There is also scalloped circles here that you can use to stamp a sentiment in the center of the flower, or just to create that decorative element for your flower. You can use these scalloped circles alone, behind the stem, or on top of the stem. You can also shape these flowers, and remember, you can use any paper quality you might have to achieve endless look and feels. And I also decided to add 2 stems to these flowers. So there you can have a look at the different flower sizes you can make with this die set, and all you have to do to finish them is to embellish. I also want to show you how you can use these dies to cut die cut borders for your cards. If you want to die cut the card base using this large die in a standard die cutting machine, you might not be able to do it. If you see there, the die is wider than the platform. So I'm going to use an A4 die cutting machine to cut this panel. All I have to do is to align the cutting plates in a way that they only will pass over the area I want to die cut. And once I do that, I have this result. So I got a shaped border for my card. And that will allow me to place the topper and have a border around. However, if you don't have a large format die cutting machine, you can also use the next largest die in the set and partially die cut your card base like I'm doing here, so that you will also get that border, and then you can place your topper. The only difference is that this is going to fit perfectly there and you won't see that white border around the flower. It does matter? I don't really think so, but I really wanted to show you the different options. Okay, now I'm going to show you how to make a super cool and super cute floral pop-up element for your cards. And all you have to do is to use any of the band dies included in the set. You can make small pop-ups or large pop-ups, but I'm going to make a small one. And all you have to do is to score at 1/2 inch both sides, just like I'm doing here. And I'm also going to find the center of that die cut, and I'm going to score an extra line just across the center of that shape. Then I'm going to bend the paper just like that, and I'm going to use the card base I just die cut. This is a 6 by 6 inches card base. Now I'm going to place the die cut on the card base, and I'm going to make sure that these scoring lines are aligned. The card base and also the scoring line on the die cut should be aligned. And all I have to do here is to apply glue on this little flap here, and then I'm going to stick this on the card base like I'm showing there. Once this is done, I'm going to glue the other side like so. There you go. As easy as that, you can create these kind of elements for your cards using the band dies in the set. And here is something very important to tell you. If you die cut the card base just to get that border, you might be able to hide the pop-up element behind it once you adhere the topper. And because I was testing the waters, I just thought that might be too much. So what I'm going to do is to repeat the whole process to adhere this pop-up element on a 6 by 6 inches card base. I'm going to apply glue on the half that is facing the front panel of the card, and then I'm going to adhere the flower. so that the mechanism is going to work like I'm showing there. And to do the larger pop-up, you have to do exactly the same, but you might need a larger card base, perhaps a 6 inches by 8 inches card base. And I'm also using card bases by Tonic Studios. I really love these card bases. They are very sturdy, so they will hold well these huge, massive die cuts. Another thing is that I changed my mind several times when I was doing this, and to finish, I removed that golden embellishment from the center of the flower and I added a banner. If you want to play a little bit more, you can also die cut the front panel of your card using any of the floral dies in this die set to create those beautiful floral shaped die cut windows. You can make checkers, or you can just leave them like a see-through element on the front panel of your cards. I finished this card by adding this die cut and stamping a couple of sentiments. And I also wanted to add a small band to this card just to show you how it works. And I also wanted to show you the die cuts using other paper qualities. And I didn't want to let you go without showing you a last idea, and it's to overlap the larger die cuts with the smaller ones. I really think this looks super cool, and because I also wanted to show you another cardstock color, I use here gold paper also to make a big box. This box measures 6 inches by 6 inches and is 4 inches deep. I use a scoring board to do this, and I wasn't sure if I wanted that sentiment stamped on the center of the flower or if I just wanted a gold stem there just to make this box a lot more generic. But of course, you can customize this to any occasion. So that's all for today. I hope you enjoyed this video. Do not forget to subscribe to my channel or visit my blog for more ideas and inspiration. There is a blog post with complete information about these projects and supplies list. Find the link to my blog and also supply list in the video description. And remember that every time you buy through those links, I get a small commission at no extra cost to you. Thank you very much for watching and happy crafting. Bye!